you've got to figure out what career you want. And based
Yes.
on that career, you have to start looking at the program and
Mm-hmm.
then the kind of curriculum which is available there. And how will that help you achieve your skill sets, how will that improve your understanding
Mm-hmm.
of that particular program and what problems you can solve. It is very important
Okay.
to understand and articulate your answers in that manner. So today's presentation primarily is, how to overcome your prior refusals if anybody has applied for a visa and unfortunately got a visa refused. So we'll be talking about various strategies and how to overcome those. So we need to understand if your visa gets refused, how to start the process and what are the highlights that I need to address during my second interview. All right. So the first thing is to let's understand the visa law and the visa requirement. You also need to research the and to understand the policies, what's been happening, what changes have been made, and how do you actually overcome your refusal. So that's going to be what we'll be discussing today. Okay. So the first thing is that you have to fill, in case if your visa gets refused, you have to then fill a new DS-160, or a simpler way is to retrieve your old DS-160 and then make those changes. Though it will give you a new application ID, the one that you had used earlier, that's gone. After the refusal, you have to fill a new DS-160 or just go to the retrieve, pull out the old DS-160 and make the changes there. So there'll be one change. It'll ask you if your visa has been refused. So your answer would be yes. And then it'll ask you to explain the reason for refusal. A lot of people I've seen would just give a two-line explanation, says that I went to the visa interview and my visa got refused under section 214B. That's not good enough, because this is an opportunity for you to express your reason why you want to go and study there and strengthen your case by telling them your reasons of coming back. So a little example is that, if you've done your bachelor's here, if you've been working, then mention that after completing my BTech in, let's say, computer engineering, I've been working in the industry for 2 years. That's where I realized how the industry has grown in the past 5 years or 6 years with use of machine learning or artificial intelligence or cybersecurity coming into place. I completed all the prerequisites, right? Did my shortlisting, applied and got into one of the best colleges in the US. My parents are there to support me. We are financially very strong, right? Though my only reason of going to the US was to study and return back to my home country. But unfortunately, my visa got refused under Section 214B. So give a little explanation, not just one line saying that my visa got refused under Section 214B, right? If you've already submitted your DS-160, if you've already taken an appointment, then don't fret. You can just go with that, and during the interview, you can explain all these things. But if you're in the process of filling your DS-160, try and explain your reason why your visa was refused and why do you think that you qualify. Have a little kind of information that should go into that. Okay. And once you do that, because once you, let's say that you've gone for an interview and your visa got refused, so you got to wait for 2 working days. Only then the system would be updated and it will allow you to book another visa appointment and pay the visa fees. If you come immediately, it will not give you that option. So first is, in case if your visa get refused, it's not the end of the world. Take it easy. We'll start working on it together, right? Fill your DS-160, mention the explanation why your visa got refused, and then log into your profile, and then close and start the application and mention the new DS-160 where you've updated the records, and then make another payment. Okay, so once again, today itself, the US Embassy had made an announcement saying that starting January, they would be easing out on the visa appointments. If you go onto their Instagram handle and look at US Embassy, you will see the latest announcement which they've done today. So there are a few changes that are happening, and I believe those changes are going to be only for better and easing out the anxiety on booking the visa appointments, right? So now I'm going to talk about why a visa gets refused, or wow, what could have possibly gone wrong, and how to strategize your next interview. It is very important to understand and strategize your next interview for sure. Sometimes when you're going for the interview, you're nervous and you're not able to, articulate your answers or demonstrate your ties to your home country. Sometimes it is so overwhelming that you believe that the officer only asked one question or two questions, and based on that, he took a decision. But we got to figure out like why this thing happened and how could have you handle the interview. So primarily the officers are looking at your reason of going to the US and your reasons of coming back. And this you have to tell the officers voluntarily, right? So once when you receive a refusal letter, I'm sure most of the time the refusal that comes in, if I talk about US visa, is section 214B. And that clearly indicates that the student could not show his intentions to go and study there or the reason that he's going there for, and a stronger reason why he could not demonstrate that you have to come back for. So there could be lack of ties that you could not possibly articulate your answer for the visa officer, right? Or it could be very unclear intentions why you want to go and study in the US. So your answer should be very, very comprehensive. You have to give a reason why you want to go and study. Not just that US education is world class, the faculty is very good. That's not a convincing answer for the officer. So he believes that it's a very unclear intention why you want to go and study. Or sometimes you have all the documents, you have all the funds, but the way you articulated your answer or the sequence, the way you've answered the question, could also have a very negative or a different impact on the visa officer, right? Or in case if your background in terms of your academic was not so strong, so based on that, the officer may have taken a decision. However, it's again, like I said, it's not the end of the road. You can always go back, review what could have possibly gone wrong and how do you improve on those chances. I'll keep talking about this when I move forward, right? So when you go in for the next time, make sure that you prepare your case in a very stronger manner. You know, when I say stronger, what does that mean? You know, a lot of people say strong, so strong ties to home country, prepare your case very strongly. But what is it? What goes into it, right? Because you're going and studying over there, so you need to highlight not only your personal but your professional goals, right? And it is very important to create a complete storyline for the visa officer, which should not go like, too long an answer, but it has to be very crisp and concise. But again, there has to be a very, very short storyline and underline which talks about why you want to go and study in America, right? So if you understand your career objectives, your career goals, then everything will start falling in its own place. So you have to be very sure when articulating the answers, your end goal should be your professional goals in India, and then how do you build up your story from there? Like I said, it is very important because you're going and studying over there to understand your professional goals, right? Let's say that somebody wants to be a professional artist or he wants to start writing scripts in movies. So the answer should start by saying that, why do you want to go to the US? The Indian film industry is really on a threshold where OTT is really taking over. Our storytelling has not only limited to India, it is now expanding for an international audience. So I would like to go to the US to write or to understand script writing so that once I return back, I can write better stories for an international audience. Right? So that's how you bring the entire scenario of going and coming back to the US. Not just that, I want to go and study in America. That simply does not help. Okay. Now, your intentions, what you want to go and study. Once again, if you have a clear professional goal, it would really help not only you, but visa officer to identify and simplify your expertise which are required for your career. For example, if you want to become a business analyst, then your focus should be on a program that teaches data science or data analysis, business intelligence and decision-making process or strategies. That's how you show that you want to come back and do your business, not just saying that I just want to go and study an MBA or master's in business and return back to my home country. No. So I've looked at how the industry is fast becoming extremely competitive. We need to really strategize the entire operations. So I would like to go and study a program that teaches me data analysis, business intelligence, and then you can bring all those things. So be very clear on your studying intentions. You have to justify that to the visa officer, right? Choosing the right program is also very important. Like, there has to be a correlation not only with what you've studied here, but what are you currently doing and what will you study and how will that help you in your career? So there has to be a clear correlation between all these things. Even if you're changing your field, you've got to talk about how multiple skills would really help you gather all the information for a better career growth. Not just that, I've chosen this particular university, that university does matter, but you have to choose a particular program that really resonates with your career objectives, right? For example, if you're, like I've mentioned here, if your goal is to become a leader in the food and beverage industry, for instance, a program with courses in analytics or industry specific case studies would be more suitable than just focusing purely on theoretical data science, right? So you got to figure out, like, if you want to get into food and beverage, what kind of program are you choosing? Is there any culinary art there? Or is there any data that supports that this program would really help you? So choose the right program that would really enhance your chances of getting a visa, though, right? And then, of course, it is very important to develop your skills, because any organization would also not only look at your academics, but also your skills. How do you how skillful you are, right? So every professional should have a very clear goal on how to improve on your skill set, whether they're technical, whether they are interpersonal because you're getting into an HR, or managerial skills. So it is very important to not only select the program, but also select a program that offers you the skill development. Do they have CPT? Do they have a curriculum which also provides you a lot of hands-on experience, right? Also look at those kind of programs and mention that during the interview. So giving an answer saying that I just want to go and study in America would include everything, which includes skill development, the right kind of program, the right kind of curriculum which is already there. If you can bring all those things and articulate those answers, it would really help the officer to understand that you're a legitimate student, that you really want to go and study there, right? And also saying that, I just want to go and study and, get a master's degree in artificial intelligence. But you're going to talk about how artificial intelligence or machine learning is creating an impact across industries, not only just in the IT. It is also taking, with storm, the healthcare industries. For example, like Amazon or Ranbaxy's, or let's say Pfizer's, they all want people those have skills with machine learning and artificial intelligence to make better decision-making process. Financial market, people are now getting into microfinance. How would the artificial intelligence help them? Marketing, right? So you've got to talk about those things that, how your learning or doing a master's in artificial intelligence could impact across the industries. How would you help them get those things, right? And then, of course, it is also helping you in research and innovation where you can get a lot of contribution in the cutting edge technology, developing new models for improving the algorithm for companies like Amazon or Microsoft or Yahoo or Google to have a far reaching impact on the outcomes. If somebody is doing a research or a search on Google, how fast Google can react, how fast he would get that kind of concise information which is required by a person who's searching it, right? So you have to provide those relevant answers and relevant examples while giving your answer, not just that I just want to go and study there. Also talk about, like, if you go and study in America, how will that prepare you for the future? Because the future is changing, the technology is changing, right? Now the kind of platforms that we were working on are now rapidly changing. In order to not only stay relevant but also to be competitive, it is important to prepare for the future, right? So also talk about, sir, these are the current technologies that we are currently working on. However, I see a different technology coming in the next 2 years. So I need to prepare for the future for a better career growth. So mention those really important things. So when I say that, I want to come back and work with companies in India like Amazon, so you're going to talk about, like, what Amazon does and what your masters would help them do it. Because Amazon uses a lot of algorithm to analyze the browsing history of a person. Every individual, if I start looking clothes, the next reel or the next algorithm will show clothes to me, so which makes the other person, the buyer, his efforts would then be reduced. So Amazon is actually helping you to buy those things, so making a significant increase in the sales, right? So those algorithms, how do you work on those algorithms? So make those statements when going in for the visa interview, right? And then, of course, when we talk about the pricing, that, Amazon, the artificial intelligence would help Amazon to figure out, like, the seller, what are the kind of sellers that are on his platform and who is giving them the right kind of price to hit the market. If somebody is looking at a product, there could be 3 similar products, but somebody is choosing a product which has a lesser price, right? So next time when I go, Amazon may only show me those kind of pricing in that segment. So it is making the decision-making process much faster, which makes the sales for Amazon much better. You've got to provide those information voluntarily when you're going in for the visa interview. Logistics, supply chain management, because Amazon, if you talk about India, if you talk about international, how the logistic chains would happen, right? So you can choose any of these, a particular, subject out of these, and then talk about it. Not that you have to talk everything into your answer. Make it very simple. So take those key points, include those in your answer, and then deliver those answers. It'll become easier for the officer. If somebody wants to come back and work for Google, so again, Google would then look at various programs, various platforms, and then with your specialization, coming back and working with Google and using artificial intelligence for search queries, like I said, it would give you the person who's searching would have those kind of relevant results much faster. Anybody who wants to post an ad on Google, the artificial intelligence would optimize and then place those target, what are the target audience, the age, the demography, and all that. So all that, once when you say that I want to go and study artificial intelligence in the US because I would like to come back and work in Google, because currently a lot of people, the contemporary marketing strategies have changed world over. People are using Google ads, so coming back and working with Google here, I could really help them optimize the entire placement of the ads, which would be much faster. So create an answer that becomes more relevant. I'm sure we all are using YouTube. Sometimes when I'm looking for a particular search, Google or YouTube would give me similar kind of um, uh, YouTube channels that I can watch it. So somebody behind the scene is working and optimizing the entire process. So not just giving an answer saying that I want to come back and work with YouTube, but why? Why YouTube and how will you contribute? That would really help the officer understand. And then when you go in next time, because usually nothing changes in your profile, and there's a lot of hue and cry that if you go in for your next interview, you need to strengthen your application. There are no changes. What do I do? So sometimes, or most of the time, the officers are not looking at the financial papers. So you can always say that this time I'm carrying additional financial papers and property papers to show strong ties to my home country, right? So that's the kind of change that you can show the officer. Try and carry additional documents. Like I also mentioned, when you went for your last interview, probably the sequence of your answer was not correct. We all are human because interviews are between two human beings at the embassy. So what you say and what the officer could understand could be two different things. So whenever somebody is asking you how will you fund yourself in terms of visa, always start with the annual income. So there's a difference between the availability of funds and the financial strength of the family. So if you have an education loan, that shows that you have availability of funds. However, the officer is looking at, according to the visa law, financial strength of your family. So first talk about the annual income, the total savings investments, the properties, and then talk about the education loan. That should be your sequence. Never start by saying that I've taken an education loan, because this could trigger something else in the visa officer's mind. Okay. So additional supporting documents, like I mentioned, you can carry your job offer if you have, or if your parents are owning a company, carry the documents that show that parents are owning a company here, financial papers to show stronger ties to home country. So make those, significant changes in your documents when you're going in for the next visa interview, right? So also, once when you, in case your visa gets refused, right? So you need to understand why. So usually the common reason for visa refusal is that A, you could not show your reason to go and study there. Two is, why have you chosen that particular university? It should not be that, I like the university because it's affordable. That's a wrong answer. My friend told me, that's a wrong answer. I like the location of the university, that's a wrong answer. So you need to figure out, why have you chosen this university? I've given you a lot of examples right in the beginning. It has to be the course content, the curriculum, the teaching methodology, and that's how you need to go and frame your answers. Okay. So make sure that you understand why. Like I said, finance, right? How do you articulate your answer? What should go first? What should hit the visa officer first, right? So you need to understand the sequence of the answers. You need to understand why is he asking these particular questions. Try and develop the answers based on your profile, right? Not what you read online. Please avoid that, right? So once again, Be confident, look at your profile, look at your skill sets, of course, look at the kind of problem that you want to solve, create that kind of an answer which says the opposite, that you've identified the problem and you've identified how to solve that problem, right? And then that's the reason you want to go and study in America. Those are the real key points if you remember them properly. All right. So, in case if you're starting or if you're reapplying for your visa, set your goal, as in your professional goal, what you want to go and study, right? Recognize the obstacles, as in if I have a master's degree with artificial intelligence or with machine learning or deep learning or in management, how do I solve that kind of problem? So you've got to figure out what's happening, right? And then do not get depressed because it is not going to help you, right? Depression will not never help you. You need to, the person who's a winner is a winner who gets knocked down and stands up and then takes the challenge and goes the next time with a very positive image to get the visas done, right? Each time we see this with our cricketers, we see these people, those who get knocked down, big business personalities, those who have gone from $1 billion to a zero and then building the story up, right? So this is not the end, okay? All right. So get away from the worries and doubts that, whether I'll qualify for a visa if I go again. Well, I've seen hundreds and thousands of people getting visas the second or the third time. So this is not your, uh, what do you say, last opportunity. This is just the beginning of the game. All right. So take up the challenge, be a warrior, go and fight it out. I mean, it's going to be very simple when you get your visa, right? Because that's your whole objective. You want to build your career, you want to prove something, right? So a small roadblock should not, deter you from achieving what you want to achieve, all right? And once you get your visa, obviously you can show everybody that what you've done, that you've done a miracle. I'm sure we all can do that. Thank you very much. Now we can all ask questions, and I would be more than happy to, answer them. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. I think you very well highlighted in the end that how the attitude of and the mindset of the student should be, and what can go wrong during this period because it's really stressful for some of them. We have a student here who were texting me like in the chat, in the session chat.
Okay.
I think he has a question, so I have granted him the access so that he
Okay.
can speak directly to
Sure.
you. Rohit, please go ahead.
Hi,
Yeah,
ma'am.
Rohit.
Thank you. Thank you
Hi,
for the
Rohit.
opportunity. Hi, sir. Good evening. So, I have been refused three times, uh, like in the fall 2024, and the
Huh.
first refusal on May 28th in Hyderabad consulate. So,
Huh.
like, I was prepared and I was like, my answers were not in sequence order. So, I think it's my fault. Like, and I again, so I applied for a refusal slot. I got it on June 14th in
Hmm.
Mumbai.
Hmm.
So I traveled one day back and like it's a travel pressure and everything. I
Hmm.
got refused again in Mumbai consulate, sir.
Hmm.
So and again I got the slot again, refused slot in the August 8th, like it's a ending of the fall semester.
Hmm.
So I got refused again. So my
So, Rohit, my
concern,
question is
yeah.
that what have you studied here in India?
So I'm undergraduated in BTech in computer science.
Okay.
This year itself, I graduated in May.
Okay. All right.
So I have applied to Cincinnati, which is a computer science program
Hmm.
at first attempt.
Huh.
So like ma'am asked, the first visa officer asked why this like where I got fumbled is why did you choose this university? It's not a top-notch university.
Hmm.
Like I fumbled and yes, I said like yes ma'am, it's a good university. Like it's providing courses which I wanted to learn.
Hmm.
So from there it slipped from my hand.
Okay.
So and she get into technical. I answered
Hmm.
pretty well, but I don't know like if she's satisfied or not in first attempt. Second time in Mumbai, like everybody, everything was fine. Like Mumbai's was rate was very high. So
Hmm.
like before me, everybody got accepted. but I fumbled a bit and I said the university name wrong. Like I have changed the university
Yeah.
to University of like CSU East Bay, from Cincinnati to East Bay.
Yeah.
So like when I went there, like I greeted ma'am and like ma'am asked which university. I said the previous university. I'm going to University of Cincinnati.
Okay.
So I got like shit. I lost it
Yeah.
there itself.
Yeah.
And so on August 8th, sir asked, like officer asked that why have you changed the university
Hmm.
with from the Cincinnati? So I said like I wanted to go to a better college,
Hmm.
which will help my career in the future. So he checked the ranking of the college, but California State University East Bay has a less ranking than the University of Cincinnati. When I went to
Oh.
the interview, he stressed of the point like you wanted to go to a good college, then the ranking is reverse.
Yeah.
So like I could not stand with or like answer the question there.
So I've understood, but my question is, so why did you change the university? So
So
who
like
suggested you?
yeah, so when I chose University of Cincinnati, it was a 1 year course.
Hmm.
Till date, I did not got the California State University East Bay offer at first interview.
Okay.
When I was refused, I got a conditional of a California State University East Bay offer. Like the course was very pretty good, but ranking was pretty low and it was affordable for me, which is near to Silicon Valley. That the point I assumed at the point. So like I have changed it because I got a admit letter immediately after my first rejection. So I changed the university then. So I went with the flow. I got two times rejection, and now I got a offer from San Jose State University, which is a competitive college, I guess. So what my doubt is, as many said, you got multiple opportunities in one fall. We don't know your case, it's been multiple. It's like we don't know whether you will get visa or not. It's like we cannot predict what you have given answers.
So understand, like, okay, so we have to, so first of all, like, I request everyone that, when you're giving me, ask me the question directly because, there are so many other students also waiting. So, your name is Rohit. Rohit.
Yes,
So the
sir.
first thing,
Sorry.
right,
Like,
Rohit, you did, you know, few fundamental mistakes by, changing the university each time, right?
yes, sir.
Now, even again, now that you have a University of San Jose, you got to
Yes,
figure
sir.
out the reason of going there. It has to be purely the course content, like I said in my entire, presentation, that
Yes, sir.
you've got to figure out what career you want, you know, and based
Yes.
on that career, you have to start looking at the program and
Mm-hmm.
then the kind of curriculum which is available there, and how will that help you achieve your skill sets, your, how will that improve your understanding
Mm-hmm.
of that particular program, and what problems you can solve. It is very
Okay.
important to understand and articulate your answers in that manner,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Now you said that,
So,
you've chosen the other university because it was affordable and it was in Silicon Valley. Now, I understand that this is what you've told me, but if you keep that in your mind and if you tell this to the officer, you're never getting a visa,
yes, sir. True.
right? So, what I would
S-
suggest is, like I said, if you go through the presentation that I sent, which is here, which is going
Yes.
to be online after a while, please go and identify what is the career that you're looking at.
Sure,
Right?
sir.
Like I said, if you're looking at being a technical or a techno manager, so
Yeah.
choose a program based on that, not the university, the program, right?
Okay.
And then once you choose the program, then you understand that, how will that help you on your skill sets, measure, and what problems you can solve, and then start looking at the universities,
Okay,
right?
sir.
That's how you answer, saying that your reason of going and your reason of coming back should be just one. Okay.
Yeah, true, sir.
Okay.
So
So
my doubt
feel
is like previous refusals will affect my new refusal, like
the answer
interview.
is yes and no. Okay, your previous refusals, will
Okay.
that matter? It depends. If you do not give a good or a complete answer, yes, your previous refusals would definitely impact. If you're around this time when you're going in, if you understand your choice of college, if you understand your program why you've selected that program, if you are in a position to explain why have you changed the university. There has to be a logical reason, not that it is affordable, not that I could not get an admit. You have to have a logical answer for that, not just a vague answer. Have a very solid
Okay.
answer. Why did you change the universities in the last 3 times?
Okay.
Okay.
So, and I have one more doubt, sir. In our I-20s, there is a course name which is data science, like it's a code, it seems, and I
Right.
get into data analytics. So,
Yeah.
what should we say to the officer, like what course you're doing? Like,
Okay.
should I go with
Right.
the
So the
data?
answer is very simple because when the I-20 is being issued, the university doesn't have a choice to type it. They have a drop down, right?
Okay.
And under the drop down, whichever is the closest to your program, they would choose that subject. But if you look at your admission offer that you've
Okay.
received from the university, would have the right program that you're actually going in for,
Yes, sir.
right? So
Yes,
during
sir.
the interview, if this question comes up, you can mention it that I spoke to my university and they said that this was the closest program available
Mm-hmm.
on their drop down. So they've selected this, but they've offered me a program in this and I have an admission offer from them. You can slip that to the visa officer.
Okay, sir. And I
Okay.
have one more doubt. Like, uh, I have been refused in fall, right? It's a gap of 6 months. I have done few courses in programming and data analytics.
Uh-huh.
So, should I, if an officer asks, what did you do? Should I mention like I have upgraded myself with a certification courses?
Right. Okay.
That
So during this time, in the past 6 months, did you apply for any jobs?
yes, sir. I got few offers, but like I didn't join because it's a
Fantastic.
bad mark.
No,
If
that's
you
okay.
get,
Don't worry.
yeah.
Don't worry. So if you've applied to if you've applied for jobs and if you've got the job offers, carry the job offers because probably the officer may think that you're not even
Mhm.
employable.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So if the officer
Okay.
says, "What were you doing for the past 6 months?" So you would say so that I always wanted to do my masters before I get into a job. In fact, I've got 3 job offers, but I
Mhm.
made sure to upgrade myself. I've done these certifications because once you get into the job market, then it becomes difficult for anyone to upgrade or move out of that space. So my
Yes, sir.
focus was very clear that I was determined to upgrade my skills before I actually get into the job market.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so
Thank
carry
you for
your
your insights.
sure and carry your letters that you received as a job offer. Okay,
Sure, sir. Sure.
all right,
Thank you,
good.
sir.
All the best.
All
Thank you,
right.
sir.
Thank you, Rohit. So we'll take questions from other students as well, but we can obviously go one by one only. Meanwhile, I'll request everyone to click on the link that I have pasted in the chat box. Download the Zolve app, and if your visas are not approved and you're confident that your visa will get approved, at least order a SIM card, US SIM card, that will be delivered at your doorstep in India, right? And you can carry it when you move to the US. And once your visas are approved, obviously you should come back to the app and apply for the credit card, right? So everyone in the queue will try to give a chance to everyone this time. But yeah, please guys stick to one question per person so that we can give a chance to everyone, right?
Right.
Okay, Roshan, go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, Roshan.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Hi.
Um,
Tell me.
so, sir, few questions are there. I'm so sorry. I don't think one question is enough. Number one, in my I-20, tomorrow is my interview, by the way. Okay. In my I-20, I have only shown funds from education loan, Empower Financing. However, I'm planning to state that my family is also sponsoring. So how to bring that? I should bring that or not? Number two, sir, someone told about ranking. So while we Google search, my Fordham University is 1000 QS rank. However, the school which I am attending, Gabelli School of Business, in that MS and Business Analytics ranking is available online, which is like 60 to 70 rank worldwide. So, but mine is MS and IT with a special track with BA, Business Analytics option is there. So, how to represent it, sir? Will that affect or not? And other than that, sir, any tips? I have been working. I am a recent graduate, and after that, I have been working for 5 6 months. In my hometown itself, Andaman Islands. How to represent it beautifully? Can you please suggest me and to give my best? Thank
Sure.
you.
Okay. So as far as funding is concerned, in case if that question comes up, usually they'll ask you how will you fund yourself. So over there, you go to start by telling, like I said, your financial ties. My parents are there to support me. They have a current annual income of so much, savings and investment worth so much. property is worth so much. In addition to this, I've taken a loan which takes care of my education expense. All right, that's how you need to answer it. In case if the officer says, like, on your I-20 you've shown an education loan, you would say yes, sir, because. So what does your father do, Roshan?
He is a supervisor
He's
in a
working,
company. Yeah.
right? Okay. So you would say that my father is working for the past X number of years. His funds are scattered, right? And the university wanted the availability of funds. So I'd already applied for an education loan, which was approved. And I spoke to the university. They said, yes, they would accept the education loan. However, my parents have enough money to support me, which takes care of my, tuition fees, my living expense, we all properties here. And in case if the officer says, why have you taken an education loan? You would say, so the education loans are easily available, right? I can repay the loan in easy installment once I return back if I choose to use that. Plus, I can also get a lot of tax benefits. So it's also financial planning on our part. Okay, so that's your one question. The second question is that you've been working, you're a recent graduate, and you've been working for the 5-6 months, and you're going for which program?
MS in IT, Gabeli School of Business under Fordham University.
Okay, all right. So if they talk about, so there are different kind of ranking. One is the university ranking. Other one, inside the university, there is a college ranking, and then there's a departmental ranking as well, right? So it is very important to not only talk about the university or the college ranking, it is very pertinent to talk about the department ranking because that should matter the most.
Sure.
Right? So in case if the officer say that, I understand that your university is not very highly ranked, you would say, no, sir. The university may not be, it could be in the first, it could be in the 1,000 ranking or whatever. However, if you look at my department ranking, which is very high, it's a pure business school and not only teaches the MS in IT, but also a lot of management programs.
Yeah.
So it's highly ranked program.
Okay.
Okay. So that's, in case if this question comes in, you can articulate like this.
Sure.
Right? Okay. And then when they ask you, why do you want to go to the, okay, so it's a good opportunity. You have an interview tomorrow. So let me ask you one question.
Sure.
Which is the most prevalent question on the internet. Why do you want to go and study in the US? So what would your answer be?
Officer Masters was always a thing in my head. As I came to know that since I wanted to dig deeper into what I was studying in BTech Electronics and Communication Engineering, my professors consulted me. They told me that you need to get a master's degree to learn more about medical electronics and healthcare IT, as these were some of my specialization. Then I researched about it. My first preference was to study itself in India. However, I found out that no course is there which combines the concepts of both technical as well as managerial things. Then I found out about the university named Fordham University, Gabeli School of Business, in which that absolutely aligned with what I really wanted, that is to pursue a master's program combining both managerial as well as technical things, which specifically included robotic process automation as well as digital forensics as well as healthcare IT, along with natural language processing. As we all know, India has a booming economy and multiple dialects, thousands of dialects and hundreds of languages are there. Hence, that absolutely aligns with what I was looking for. Additionally, officer, I would like to mention that I have personally talked with Dr. R.P. Raghupati ji, who is the founding director of Digital Center for Digital Transformation, which I am very fortunate enough and I'm really excited to learn a lot of practical things and explore many projects there. Hence, I chose this.
Okay. All right. So the first thing is like, your answer is way too long.
Okay.
And it's little too vague. It does not talk about the specifics, right?
Okay.
In between, I heard healthcare.
Okay.
Right. So what are your, like I said, what are your professional goals? What do you want to become once you complete your master's?
Officer, since we own, India owns the highest number of population in the entire world, and there is a huge lack of quality of healthcare across. I think technology can solve it. However, I look forward to get into the small to medium-sized startup as a founding member after coming here. As we all know, the healthcare and IT sector of India is booming. Hence, I plan to come back and work in the best company possible, small to medium, as a founding member and lead this thing, lead my career.
Okay. So now in healthcare is so vast. Are you looking at the curative aspect? Are you looking at the preventive aspect of healthcare?
preventive officer. Even
Okay,
I
now,
believe,
hold on.
yeah.
If you talk about preventive, are you talking about diabetes? Are you talking about heart disease? Are you talking about eyesight? Are you talking about blood pressure? What is it?
Okay. So diabetic, because India has the highest number of
Right.
diabetic
So why do
patients.
you want to go to the US? Sir, I've done my BTech in electronics and communication. I've been working. I worked for about 5 or 6 months, and that's
Yeah,
when I realized that how the healthcare industry can really impact. So I want to go to the US to do my masters, where I
yeah.
can learn those tools because India is fast becoming the diabetic capital of the world.
Okay, yeah,
Right. So my app could solve the problem by monitoring
yeah,
what's happening in their dietary, regime every day,
yes.
which could really create an impact on the preventive aspect of the diabetes.
Mm,
That is the
yeah.
answer.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
It is
great answer.
concise.
Yeah,
It is concise, but it also gives a problem and a solution.
yes, yes,
Right. Now, why you selected this program? So this program really aligns with me because it is also talking about the healthcare management, right? And
sure,
then the electronic media. How do we capitalize on the social platforms here?
sure.
So this program has the right kind of components, which unfortunately is not available in India.
Yeah,
Again, it is short but impact,
sure.
right? So in my entire presentation, and when I tell everyone, find out your goal, professional
Yeah,
goal, find
yeah,
out a problem, and the solution and how the skill sets from America would help you achieve those, you know, problem solving abilities. Like
yeah.
I said, India is fast becoming a diabetic capital.
Mm,
My app can monitor their intake of food and
mm,
instantly tell them the spikes and what they should avoid to be more preventive aspect.
sure.
So you're giving a solution.
Okay, great, great. Thank you so much. And one more question. Can I wear a coat? I have heard that overly dressing is not good or something.
I
So,
don't recommend, I'm not a coat guy, so
okay.
so
So
be
you don't
comfortable.
recommend.
I know, I mean, if you're comfortable in a coat, why not? It's an individual choice. You need to
Okay,
look sharp, it's a visa, it's an interview, it's the impression. And if you're comfortable in a coat, why not? If you can carry it,
sure,
why not?
sure. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank
All the
you.
best.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Good.
Sebastian, you sound really confident. I
Yeah.
hope you'll make us all proud. And
Thank
when
you
you're
so
ready,
much. Thank you.
come back to us. We would love to have a we would love to have know your experience,
Interaction.
right?
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Great. Okay. Next up we have Sanjay. Sanjay, you can go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, hi, sir.
Sanjay talking to
Good
Sanjay.
evening. Yeah, good evening,
And
sir.
if you can switch on
Hi.
your video, it will really be helpful for us to communicate.
Yes.
That's it.
Actually, my camera, I have some issues with my camera
Okay.
Yeah,
coordination.
yeah.
Shall I, shall I continue, sir?
Yeah. Please
Yeah,
continue.
go ahead, Sanjay.
Sir, actually, I've had my first interview on November 19th, so
Yeah.
2024. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, I got rejected, sir. So I had I have applied to 5 universities basically. So I had admits from Northeastern University, Boston, UMass Amherst, and then University of Florida for MSCS program, sir.
Yeah.
And I've got rejected from University of Southern California and Texas A&M College Station, sir.
Oh, wow. Hmm.
Yeah. The first question the interviewer asked me was, why this university? I'm just telling it shorter to consume some time. So I told them about this unique course curriculum and the subjects I have took. I mean, it will be helpful for me. And then they jumped into few more questions, which was something like one word answers. When did you graduated and what were you doing since then? Actually, I've been graduated on May 2022 with a bachelor's degree in computer science, and I've been working as a software developer since then till last September. So I mentioned that I've been working till last September. I mean, September 2024. And then they asked me, what are all admits do you have? I mentioned UMass Amherst, which is quite high ranking compared to Northeastern. But I have chosen Northeastern, sir. So that was my university. But the ranking was not that much. There is no that much difference. But still, UMass has 24 ranking and Northeastern has 27 ranking. So after they asked me, what are all admits and rejects do you have? They again asked me, why not UMass, why Northeastern? So I mentioned specifically that I had some professors, I mentioned few professors' names, and then I mentioned few specifically courses name, which is not available there in UMass. So UMass Amherst. So that was one question. And then finally, they asked me about my financial plan. So actually, I brought up by my uncle and auntie actually. So I am my parents as well. So we are a joint family. So they asked me who will be, I mean, what is your financial plan? I mentioned that I have an education loan of 60 lakhs from HDFC Credila. And additionally, my auntie will be sponsoring me. So the interviewer stopped me and asked, sorry, who? I told them my auntie will be sponsoring me. And then suddenly, okay, sorry, you will not be.
Listen, you had a fantastic case.
Okay, yeah.
Fantastic. But as soon as you said my auntie is going to sponsor me, that
Okay.
shows weak financial ties to your own country
Okay, okay, sir.
instantly.
Okay, got it.
So when I counsel students, I tell them, like, even if your uncle or your aunt, your grandparents are sponsoring you,
Okay,
mention
sir.
my family is going to sponsor me.
Okay, okay. So
As
last
simple as that.
sir, I have a doubt here. So last time in DS 160, I mentioned that my auntie will be paying for my trip, and this time I have changed it to my mother.
Yeah.
And I'm planning to tell them that if they ask me what is your financial plan, again, I'm planning to tell that my family will be sponsoring me. And is there a chance they will ask me why you have mentioned last time as auntie and now you have changed it to
Right. Yeah.
parent?
So I already have an answer in my mind. So this
Okay.
time when you go in, mention that my family is going to fund me. We have
Okay.
savings,
Okay, sir.
investments, property, da da da. And if
Okay.
the officer says, last time you said your aunt, you said, yes,
Okay.
sir, my family, though have enough money, they
Okay.
have savings, investments, everything, they're ready to sponsor me. But my
Okay.
aunt, who's a very integral part of my family, and she
Okay.
treats me as a son,
Okay.
and she volunteered to
Okay.
take care of my expenses, though we don't need it,
Okay. Okay.
right? But she
Okay.
insisted that, because she wanted to be a part of my success, she insisted that, I should go study abroad. She's been a very instrumental and an integral part of my career success,
Okay. Okay, sir.
right? She doesn't have kids. You can all, who's
Yeah,
going to
yeah. They don't have kids actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can say they don't have kids,
Okay.
for them, I am their son, and they really are excited that I should go and study abroad. So they volunteered, though my
Okay.
parents are very well settled,
Okay.
So give this information voluntarily.
Okay, sir. Sure, sure.
Okay. You have a
Yeah.
fantastic case, like, you understand and then you articulated your answers. So, like I said, even
Okay.
in my last, conversation with Rohan,
Okay.
that make sure to mention your career objectives very clearly.
Okay.
Because for an American, you're going and
Hmm.
spending thousands of dollars,
Okay.
so you must know why have you chosen a particular program, where is your career going, and what problem solution skills that you will get,
Okay.
and talk about the larger picture in life. Not just, don't limit yourself to a very small thing, So, for example, if somebody is going to study, let's say, green technology, or let's say, automobiles. So I would say that, the world is going through a terrible time in terms of, carbon credits. And it's the endeavor of not only the bigger companies, but individuals. How do we impact and create a greener technology for
Okay.
reducing the carbon credits? So I'm just not limiting to my own career growth or to India. I'm talking about the world that is being impacted.
Okay. Got it,
Okay.
sir.
So
Yeah.
always look at the larger one and then give that larger picture to the visa officer. All right.
Sure, sure, sir. Sir, one second. Sir, since you know about my answers now, so you think the financial part will be the might be gone wrong in my first
Yeah,
interview?
100%. In my point
Okay.
of view,
Okay.
because if the officer gave you so much of time to explain all those things,
Okay.
talk
Okay.
about your finance, that means he was going towards the issuance.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That
got it.
was very clear to me. Your choice of universities, UMass, Florida, USC, Northeastern, Amherst, top universities. Why would somebody get refused? Unless you
Okay.
have really gone and, given an answer which is incorrect, which you did,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Yeah, sir. Okay.
But that's okay. You can overcome
Yeah,
that.
I'll correct it next time, sir. Sure, sure. Sir, and one more thing, any idea of when refusal slots will get open, sir? I've been waiting
But like
since.
I said, today in the morning, if you go onto the US Embassy's handle on Instagram, they have
Okay.
posted saying that they're making a lot of changes, and
Okay.
I believe that change is going to be really, really positive for all of us. Because
Okay.
I also keep struggling, and because I really am fed up with these agents, those who are setting those dates,
All
you
right.
know, because every student, every person should get a 1 or 2 shots going to the embassy without going to these agents. So I'm sure by end of December they'll release a lot of appointments, because today the system was down, and
Okay.
as soon
Yeah,
as
yeah.
when I know the system is down, that means they're doing something positive.
Okay, sir. Got it. Yeah, it was nice connecting with you, sir. Really.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You take care. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
All the best, Sanjay. As we can see, students are not sticking to one questions each. So I am sure you all can learn from the questions that they are asking and the answer that sir is giving. I hope it will cover most of your doubts. But again, we'll try to give a chance to everyone, right? Okay. Next up, Mohan, you can go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Good evening, sir.
Hi, Mohan, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you for asking. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much. Tell me, Mohan.
Actually, my interview is on December 11th, sir.
Okay.
At Hyderabad Consulate, I got rejected at Pace University. They have asked me questions like, when did you complete your undergraduation? Why Pace University?
Hmm.
And why masters now?
Hmm.
Just they asked like these questions, and I got rejected, sir.
Well, these are absolutely relevant questions. Now, if you give me the answers, then I can tell you what could have possibly gone wrong.
So, when which university you are heading to on means I am saying like, so officer, I am heading towards the pace to my master's in information systems at New York City. So, why Pace University means Pace University is an ideal choice for me because as I'm a DevOps engineer now, in future as I want to become DevOps manager, the Pace University core curriculum has exactly matches my interest and the subjects like database management systems, information system principle, data mining, information systems design and development, etc. These subjects will help me to get theoretical and practical knowledge as well. And main thing I want to talk about the professors like Tom Higgins and Kristen Clayton stand out for their expertise and research on data and cloud technologies.
Acha, Mohan,
Particular,
Mohan.
yeah,
So you attended this whole webinar?
yes, sir, yes, sir,
Okay. Now, I asked the same question to two more students right in front of you,
yes, sir,
right? Even
yes,
Sanjay and even Roshan. You all had similar answers,
yes,
right? That is the problem. So in this webinar, we have 52 students. Out of 52, 3 have given me the same answer.
yeah,
Now imagine the visa officer listening to the same answer from all the students,
yes, yes,
right? Now,
yeah,
where is the problem? The problem is that students are not focusing on themselves.
yeah,
They're focusing on external help, which is the internet, right?
yes,
Internet is very generic, Baba.
yes,
Okay. So if you develop your individual answer, like I developed the answer for I guess Sanjay when I said that the healthcare industry, the diabetic, and how do you prevent it? So that's a different answer. That's his answer, right?
yes, yes,
So I request every student to look at their profile, look at their goals, look at their aspirations, look at what kind of problems they can solve. Not a generic answer which is available online.
yeah,
Okay, not that the course content curriculum is very good, the professors are nice, the lab, all that he knows, Baba. What he doesn't know is you,
okay,
है ना? So please
yes,
focus on your answers.
yes, sir, I understand.
ठीक है
So
ना?
how, yeah,
So when he says why pace, okay. So for example, that what are your goals? What do you want to become once you complete your masters? Tell me that first.
so now I am working as a DevOps engineer. In future, as I want to become DevOps manager, so my manager suggested me to this course,
Now,
information.
okay. So what does DebEx do?
What, sir? Come again.
What does this program do? The DebEx.
So this is for the information systems. I didn't get you.
Okay. So what is your job profile? What are you currently working as?
I am working as a AWS DevOps engineer, sir.
That's what I'm saying. What does DebAX do? DebAX is creating software about
Yes.
yeah. So what does it do?
So it is a software development and both development and operation tools at the same time we will data.
Okay. So operation tools. Okay. Where is it used? Who all would use it?
Come again, sir. I didn't.
Who? Okay. Which are the companies that would use your software?
So the software is like AWS, Google, Oracle. All the companies will using the cloud technologies.
Right.
Yeah.
And by enhancing your skills, what benefit you will give it to Google or for any other company like Oracle?
So by learning these skills, I will learn as a CI/CD pipelines by using the Jenkins pipeline.
Okay. Look, so you're not very clear on by studying in America, what are the skill set that you'll get, and how will that help the other companies to solve a problem? Okay.
Okay, I get it. I get the point.
It has to be very clear. Why have you chosen PACE? Sir, because I want to be a DebEx manager,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I did my shortlisting. I applied to 5. I got 3 admits, but
Yes.
PACE was my ideal choice because it was not only giving me the courses on DebEx, but also the managerial program, the operation program. So talk about the relevant programs which would help you achieve your better goals in your life.
Yeah, in my future. So I
That's the
have.
reason you've chosen PACE.
Yes, yes. Actually, I have prepared for that. Why masters now means I have prepared for that. So by learning these techniques, I will in future I will learn the decision making skills for a project management skills like that. I will get to know that by learning these skills. So I have prepared for that question. Why masters now?
Right.
So
So what you need to do is, and this goes for every student, those who are available on the webinar,
yeah,
is that if we talk about sports, because I like sports and I watch cricket and all of that, and we've seen how cricket has evolved from test match to a 50 match to a T20, right? The bat and ball is the same. The wickets
yeah,
is the same. The number of players is the same. But the game, the pace changes, right?
yes,
Okay. Similarly, when you're going for the visa interview, you know, the officer, the first question that the officer asks, that's your opportunity to give him a little brief on what are your career goals. Whether it is like, why have you chosen PACE, or why do you want to do a master's? Why do you want to go and study in America? So the first question should be your opportunity to take the entire interview and drive it.
yeah,
Okay. So don't just get confused, because similarly, if the batsman, the openings are taught how to, handle the first 10 overs, doesn't mean that he can't hit the ball for a 6. All right.
yeah,
So you've got to
yeah, yeah.
read that, you've got to read the environment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I
Okay.
understand.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you so. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
We are running out of time, so we have 2 more students who are waiting in the queue.
Yep.
Jagdeep, please go ahead and ask a question. Please stick to one question if possible.
Yeah. Hi, Jagdeep.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I applied Murray State University.
To which university, beta?
Murray State University, sir.
Murray State University. Okay.
Kentucky. Ji.
All right. Okay. So what's your question, Murray State University?
Sir, in this university, I'm going to study bachelor's in computer science.
Okay.
And my home ties are like my father is agriculturist.
Very good.
He has a 17-acre land, and my brother working in a central government officer.
Okay.
Hanji. Ji. And I want to know that it is a good answer that I will give visa officer about my home ties.
No, beta, I've not even heard the answer.
Officer, wait.
अच्छा जगदीप, सबसे पहले आपको ये समझना है कि आपने वहां क्या पढ़ाई करनी है.
जी सर.
ओके.
जी.
कि आपने अंडरग्रेड करना है इन कंप्यूटर साइंस. ठीक है ना?
जी सर. जी.
कंप्यूटर साइंस पढ़ने के बाद आप उसको कहाँ इस्तेमाल करोगे?
जी सर. जी.
ठीक है ना? कौन सी कंपनीज में इस्तेमाल करोगे वो जानना जरूरी है. ठीक है ना?
जी.
For example, why do you want to go and study in America? Sir, I'm going for my undergrad. I would like to study computer science because I'd like to come back and develop software with companies like XYZ. Let's say it is Satyam, or let's say it is Mahindra, or it is TCS. I'd like to come back and work there.
जी जी.
ठीक है
ओके
ना?
सर.
तो आंसर को ऐसे डेवलप करना है कि मैं क्या पढ़ूंगा और उसको कहाँ आके इस्तेमाल करूंगा.
जी.
ठीक है ना? अच्छा, अगर वो पूछता है कि आपने मुरे स्टेट यूनिवर्सिटी को क्यों चूज किया है, तो आप बोलोगे
जी.
कि सर क्योंकि मैं कंप्यूटर साइंस में स्पेशलाइज करना चाहता हूँ, इसलिए मैंने
जी.
5 यूनिवर्सिटीज में अप्लाई किया था. 5 में से मेरे
जी.
को 2 में से एडमिशन मिला, या 3 में से मिला, या 1 में से मिला. फिर मैंने मुरे
जी.
स्टेट का जो कोर्स कंटेंट है, जिसके अंदर वो मेरे को कंप्यूटर साइंस सिखाएंगे, उसके अंदर मेरे को C++ सिखाएंगे, उसमें आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस सिखाएंगे, इस वजह से मैंने मरे स्टेट को चूज किया है, क्योंकि उसके अंदर वो सारे प्रोग्राम्स हैं जो मैं आके इस्तेमाल करना चाहता हूँ अपने करियर के लिए।
जी सर।
ठीक है ना?
जी
टाइम एंड अगेन यू हैव टू टेल देम दैट यू हैव अ रीजन टू कम बैक।
जी सर।
ठीक है ना? क्योंकि आप लोग सब पढ़ने जा रहे हैं, बिकॉज यू ऑल आर गोइंग टू स्टडी देयर, इट इज वेरी
यस सर।
इंपॉर्टेंट टू कनेक्ट एवरीथिंग विद योर प्रोफेशनल गोल्स,
जी सर। जी
right? By saying that I'll
जी
come back because I want to be with my parents, they are getting old, they're retired, से काम नहीं चलेगा, it will not work.
जी जी सर।
Okay? So जो
जी
मरे स्टेट है उसके अंदर आप क्या पढ़ाई करोगे, उसका करिकुलम स्ट्रक्चर क्या है वो निकालो।
जी
ठीक है ना? उनमें से जाकर मान लो 10 सब्जेक्ट हैं, 3 के नाम याद कर लो। उसके
जी
बाद जो इंडिया में कंपनीज हैं, उन कंपनीज में
जी
उन प्रोग्राम का कहाँ इस्तेमाल होगा वो मालूम होना
जी
चाहिए।
जी
ठीक
सर।
है ना? Then your
जी
answer would become better.
ਓਕੇ ਸਰ ਲਾਈਕ ਸਰ ਮੈਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਈ ਵਿਲ ਆਨਸਰ ਦੈਟ ਮਾਈ ਫਿਊਚਰ ਏਮ ਇਜ਼ ਟੂ ਬਿਕਮ ਅ ਮਾਡਰਨ ਫਾਰਮਰ ਲਾਈਕ ਦ ਨਿਊ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀਜ਼ ਆਰ ਡਿਵੈਲਪਿੰਗ ਇਨ ਇੰਡੀਆ like drones are used to fertilize fields, laser and levelers are used to level the fields, so I want give contribution to this modern farming and set a great example to the new farmers because I belong to an agriculturist family. So that's why I choose this degree, because in this degree I will learn about software developments, data analytics, farm management.
Okay. So इसका आंसर ऐसे होगा, why do you want to go to the US? Sir,
जी
my family is from a farming background. We have 17 acres of land, and I
जी जी
see that in India, 80%
जी
of population is still doing farming. However,
जी
it has still not been modernized. We are still
जी
not
जी
using the modern techniques for better
जी
growth, right?
जी
Optimizing our crops. So bringing in those
जी
technology and using drone related
जी
farming, that would
जी
really enhance, not only it'll optimize my farming, I can also set an example. So it's a very good
जी
answer, but इसको एक बहुत
जी
अच्छे सा structure दो.
ओके सर ठीक
Okay,
है
it's a
सर
good answer. और
जी
और whenever anyone who's going to the embassy, जो भी embassy में जा
जी
रहा है, it is not an English test. आपको बहुत
जी
अच्छी इंग्लिश बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है.
जी सर
ओके?
जी
आपके पॉइंट्स क्लियर होने चाहिए, उनको जो ज्वाइन करोगे उसकी इंग्लिश अच्छी होनी चाहिए.
ओके सर
ठीक है ना? तो
ठीक
पॉइंट्स
ठीक
बनाओ
ठीक
और उनको ज्वाइन करो, इट वुड रियली हेल्प.
ਓਕੇ ਸਰ ਲਾਈਕ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਮੂਰੀ ਸਟੇਟ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਕਿਉਂ ਚੁਣੀਆਂ, ਮੈਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਨਸਰ ਤਿਆਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਆਈ ਵਿਲ ਗੈਟ ਅ ਜ਼ੂਮ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਵਿਦ ਵੈਂਸੀਆ ਹੌਪਰ, ਸ਼ੀ ਇਜ਼ ਅ ਇੰਟਰਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਅਸਿਸਟੈਂਟ, she told me about the curriculum such as labs and technologies that can use during that degree, so that's why I choose Murray State University, not other
इसका आंसर
universities.
नहीं, इसका आंसर आप शुरू करोगे that I did my
जी
research because I want to do futuristic farming or modern farming. So based on that, I did my research. I spoke to
okay
various different college representatives. However,
जी
when I got a call from or a Zoom meeting with one of the professors, I was really impressed the
जी
way they informed me about the structure. पहले आप बताओगे कि आपने
okay
रिसर्च करी है, 5 में अप्लाई किया है, 2 से एडमिट आया, फिर मुरे का आपको से आपका
okay
इंटरेक्शन हुआ है. ठीक है ना? ऐसे
okay
बोलोगे तो
okay
बेटर
sir
रहेगा. हाँ,
ठीक है सर ओके ओके
ठीक है जी.
All
ओके
right.
ऑल द बेस्ट.
ओके थैंक यू सर ओके थैंक
Thank you so
थैंक
much,
यू बेटा.
Jagdeep. We are running out of time today. So,
ओके
but we still want to answer all of your questions. So, I've just posted a WhatsApp group link in the chat box. You can all post your questions there. And I promise that I'll try to answer all of them. And if I require Sanjay sir assistance, I'll try to answer it by tomorrow. I'll send all
ओके
the questions to sir, and I'll forward the answer on the WhatsApp group. So please post all your questions in the WhatsApp group. And
ओके
if even if you have questions regarding Zolve, yeah, I'm sure so many of you have downloaded the Zolve app, and you try to explore the app. Once your visa is approved, try apply for the credit card. Meanwhile, you can go ahead and apply for the SIM card, and it will be delivered to your doorstep in India. So it's very easy and it's free of cost. Most importantly, so all you need to do is put up your address and order your SIM card today using the link that I have shared on the chat. And next this Saturday, we are organizing another mock interview with Visa Coach Sachi Mall. So if you want to participate, do go to the Zolve app and register for the webinar, and there we can practice mock interview again. And for those who have their visa interviews this week, all the very best to you. Do come back to me and share your experiences with us. And thank you so much for joining today. Thank you so much, sir, for spending your quality time with us. If you have any final words, please share with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you once again, Manshi, and thank you once again, Zolve, for organizing such events, because it also gives me an opportunity to interact with students and possibly give them the right kind of answers and the advice. So, wishing everyone the best. Like I said in my presentation, have your goals first, understand your career objectives, and based on that, start looking at the program and then the university, and be very, very sure of what you want to do. Once when you're sure, then your answers are going to be, articulated in a manner that the officer will be convinced. Wishing you all the very best and hoping to see you all on the other side once you reach the US. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
guys.
Mansi.
See you in the next
Thanks
session.
so much.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.